So before I begin making this video, I figure I might as well mention why or what is making that whole noise in the background, and it's this. Because this is currently erasing, I'm erasing its hard drive, and the hard drive is one old noisy thing, as you can probably tell. And of course there's also got a fan on it too. So that's what's making that noise, so just don't ask about it. What you are looking at is a Sony Handycam Vision CCD-TRV72 NTSC model. As you can see, it's a little worse for the wear. There are some scratches and some scuff marks, and you'll notice that this lens protrudes a little bit. That's actually because this isn't the lens. This is an Optex. In fact, we'll take it off here. This is an Optex lens. It's a V37 UV pass-through filter. This is what it looks like. That's how thin it is. That's what it looks like without the lens on it. And some other things that you might notice that are on it, apart from that scratch that's up there. You can see we've got camera and VTR modes. 30 times digital zoom with steady shot. Laser link functionality. 5-head hi-fi stereo. 8 hours of battery life with the optional NPF 930, which is the larger battery. I just have the default F530 right there. And again, the sticker for steady shot, and a 3.5-inch LCD monitor built in, not a touch screen. If we take a look at the front, we've got a precision CCD and a microphone input for plug-in, and that provides plug-in power, so you can plug in just any old condenser microphone into that. 15 times optical zoom that this has, and there's your lens characteristics. You can see the little IR LED right here, as well as the record lamp. That, I believe, is a red light that lets you know, or lets the subject know when it starts recording. Hi-fi stereo. This is a stereo microphone. There's the right and the left channels. On the side here, we can see the lens cap. As well, if we remove this door, we can see more than just the lens cap. Wow. On this side, we can see the hand strap. It keeps just sliding around. We can see the headphone output, the AV jacks, and that thing, which I'll come back to in a second. Composite video out, and of course, S-video out. I'm not sure if those can be used as inputs, and I believe they probably could be used as inputs, or as outputs. I haven't read the manual yet. I probably should. But if you're wondering what this is actually output. I believe that says, yes, RFU DC out. That is for a RF modulator, which allows you to hook it up straight to the coax on a TV, like you would a standard cable connection. It was very, very common back then. Of course, it doesn't exist anymore because everything's gone digital. And speaking of digital, this is a high 8 camera. Not a digital 8 one, and it's not a high 8 XR, so it doesn't have the extended resolution. But, you know, who cares? For just a general, I'll probably end up using this once or twice camcorder, it's pretty good. LANC jack for, I believe that's for remote control use, or for a remote control receiver. Never really did look into that. We have the eject button for the tape, and if we press it, even if the camcorder is off, turns the camcorder on and ejects the tape. And this is what the tapes look like. This is a Maxell metal tape, or HGX metal. So put that back in the right way. And this button enables laser link functionality up here, and these are your search buttons as well as your tape controls. Sorry about that, wasn't showing you. Here's your zoom lever. And if we take a look at the back, we can see the color viewfinder with the diopter adjustment right here, which allows you to adjust the focus of the viewfinder if you happen to be wearing glasses or anything like that. Or if you find that out that it happens to be out of focus, you can adjust that and focus the viewfinder. A battery release button, which allows you to when you push this, you can pull the battery up. We've got a fader control, backlight compensation enable button, program, exposure, and a wheel at the back, which allows you to select various things, as well as push to execute. I've got a volume control here. This allows you to open up the LCD, and LCD brightness controls. On the bottom we can see near and far focus knob, as well as this other focus knob here, which allows you to change it from autofocus to manual focus to infinite focus, I believe, is what that last position does. There is the 3-inch LCD panel, rather large for an LCD panel. I mean, my brand new camcorder doesn't even have a 3-inch LCD panel on it. We can see we have a big speaker right here when you're playing stuff back. It's only monophonic, but there is a speaker here when you're playing stuff back on the camcorder. That allows you to, hear what's being played. This door, if you open that up, allows you to access the CR2025 backup battery, which I did have to replace on this one. We've got a picture effect button, a menu button, 16:9 enable button, end search, so if you're doing like a search kind of thing, and you do plus and minus, you can hit the end and it'll go back to normal mode. Title for enabling different titles. A display, which I haven't tried out yet. I'll probably have to do that and comment back on that and throw that into this video. Date enable, time enable, because you can do date time recording, which stamps the date and time on your video. That allows you to turn either one of those off, and you can have them both on or just have one of them on. Counter reset for the tape counter, steady shot on or off, and a start stop mode. I'm not quite sure. Again, I haven't tried that feature out, so I'd have to comment back on it. So I've re-added the old lens because I don't want to lose it, but if we turn the camcorder on to the camera mode, it automatically opens up the lens cap, which is pretty nice. You can see the on-screen display. We can turn steady shot on or off. We're in the SP mode, standby, and there's your tape counter, as well as the date and a counter of how many minutes are left on your total time. If we move into the menu mode, we can set wind cut on or off, commander, which is the remote control. You can set the recording mode, that's SP or LP. Long play, or LP, I just gave it away, is for a longer playing mode, but it has reduced quality. Title color. I'm not sure what colors they give you, but we can take a look at that. They give you a couple of different colors here. Title position, you can change to the center or the bottom. Not the top, though. Title language. So you can change that to Portuguese if you really wanted to, but I don't know why you would want to do that if you live in Canada, unless you happen to be Portuguese. Not that there's anything wrong with that either. And you can set 2 custom titles, only 2 of them. They do have a number of built-in titles as well. Digital zoom, on or off. LCD backlight. Bright backlight, or just the normal backlight. The LCD color allows you to change the color levels. The hue, or tint. You can make it more red, or you can make it more green. That allows you to turn the beep on or off at the beginning of when you first turn the camera on. That allows you to set this setting. Display allows you to output whatever is on the LCD panel out through the video output, which may or may not be useful in some cases. Like if you're playing back in VTR mode, which basically allows it to operate as a VCR. VTR, I believe, stands for video tape recorder. That will allow you to output via the video output. But if you want to use it as a just an ordinary camcorder, but you want to output that over, or output a live video signal out to, I don't know, whatever it happens to be recording, wherever it happens to be. So, if you want to, can't even speak today. So, if you wanted to use this as a, like a live video feed kind of thing, and output whatever the camcorder sees to some other device, whether or not it records it or not, remains to be seen. You would change this to vout/LCD, but I normally just leave it on LCD. Viewfinder power save. The other thing to note is that when the LCD display is open, the viewfinder is off. Viewfinder power save uses a sensor on the viewfinder to sense if your eye is there. If your eye is not there, or your eye isn't within a general vicinity of it, it shuts the viewfinder off. You can turn the record lamp on the front on or off. The auto date, which should be off because I hate that feature, but auto date will display the date for the first couple of seconds in a video, and then we'll display the time. That's how that works. If you have it off, you can have whatever setting you want. Although I believe you can set it to whatever setting you want, regardless of whether or not auto date is on. You can set the date and time using clock set, obviously, and then there's a demo mode. Press menu to get out of the menu, and you can see we've got 96 minutes left on the battery. The battery is probably not in the best of shapes anymore, but it does still work. And the time that I've been talking, it's dropped down by a minute. VTR mode will allow you to use these features, and I think that's pretty much it for an overview of this camcorder. If you put it into the lock mode, it just turns the camera off. But anyway, whatever. I wonder if the camcorder's battery just died. Let's see if the camcorder, or this camcorder, is smart enough to be able to pick this up. Well, I guess you can kind of see it. Obviously the focus is off, but you can kind of get what's in there, and you can see, if I move it away ever so slightly, it turns that off. You can also see one other thing that I didn't notice until now, is that what seems to be a light right there. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with that. Oh yeah, and the last thing that I want to point out is the accessory shoe on the top that allows you to mount video lights or whatever you want. I believe there are microphones that use the accessory shoe. It's also a powered accessory shoe, or a hot shoe, or what looks like a hot shoe. But I don't really know anything about accessory shoes. One other thing that I forgot to mention is the presence of the LCD panel. You can see we've got ORC, which I don't know what that actually is because the manual doesn't tell you. A battery status indicator, tape counter, and SP or LP for whatever mode. I'm sure there are also other buttons, or other LED indicators that light up on this as well. As for trying to get the video footage from this onto a computer, well, if you don't have a video capture card suitable for taking in composite video, good luck. You're going to have to buy a USB to composite cable, or you're going to have to buy a capture card, because this does not support digital transfer, and there's no memory card to take out, and you can't really put a tape into a normal computer. It would help if I had a Digital 8 camera, or another camera that could convert analog video to digital, but I don't, so I had to use a capture card. And let me tell you, the capture card that I have is a big hunk of crap, because it does not work very well. 9 times out of 10 it results in a glitchy video. I'd assume that there's probably something wrong with the card itself. At first I thought it was the cable, because of course I didn't get the original cable with it, so I tried a different cable, and that did absolutely nothing to fix it. Oh yeah, it uses lithium batteries. Video-wise, you can't really expect super high quality because it's not a super high quality camera, especially by today's standards. This is a standard definition widescreen camcorder, fairly decent. The video quality is not too bad. It is kind of grainy, but that is to be expected. Most of the test footage was shot at night, when there isn't a whole lot of light for this camera to work with. And it does also have a UV filter on the front of it, so it's picking up more ultraviolet light than you would normally see, or at least it should be picking up more ultraviolet light than you would normally see. Not a whole lot of tape noise, not that I can tell anyway, especially when you compare it to some of the newer tape-based camcorders, which have so much noise, it's not even funny. But that, I think, is pretty much all that I really need to say about this camcorder, so onwards and upwards to the test footage. Alright, so I guess I should make a couple of corrections to some of the things that I have said. The auto date feature is supposed to show you the date automatically once a day, or whenever you reset the date and time, whenever you eject and insert the tape, whenever you stop recording within 10 seconds, or whenever you set it to off and then set it to on again. So it's not like it automatically displays it once you start recording for a couple seconds and then turns it off. That's not how it works at all. The other thing that I should mention is that this right here is a light sensor. Whenever there is more light beaming into that, the brighter the LCD viewfinder is. That allows it to save on power. And the last thing that I want to say is the ORC2 set actually allows you to adjust the colors and the white balance and all that stuff automatically according to what the camcorder sees, so that you automatically get the best picture. It's like an optimize button on something. Alright, here is It looks like my first real test recording on the CCD-TRV72 Handycam Vision by Sony. Just test the zoom functionality, just the basic one. Don't know how this is going to turn out. Don't even know how I'm going to get this onto a computer just yet. But we'll figure all that out soon enough. I think if I close the LCD, I'll be able to, yes. You can now see this picture on the viewfinder, even though it won't make a damn difference. What it actually looks like. Hello, folks. Alright, so. Anyway, you can see what a mess that it is in here. Oh my god. You don't need to see that. Doesn't have any night shot, doesn't have any of that, but that doesn't really matter. I don't know if this is shooting in widescreen mode or not, but we'll definitely have to see. Alright, I think it was probably shooting in, oh crap, what would you call it? 16:9 mode right now. Don't know for sure though. I want to actually adjust this viewfinder right now so it's in maximum focus. Just so I can get the viewfinder in focus for when I need to use it. You can see some of the other junk that I've all got laying around, including something I didn't mention in my first video, and that's those slot blanks. Quite a few of them. I guess I could turn steady shot off and it's would make the video all jittery, but of course steady shot is obviously a nice thing to have. What else? Well, I suppose I could turn on a few different things. Don't know if you can see the menu or not. So you might be able to hear we're in the middle of a wonderful thunderstorm at the moment. Well, sorry. Don't mean to say thunderstorm. I meant to say windstorm. Okay. I'm still tired as hell. I'm making this the same video on the same day. I have to set the date and time. I don't remember what it is that I wanted. Oh, I wanted picture effects. So you can see we got pastel, negative art, sepia, black and white, solarize, mosaic. Looks interesting. What the digital zoom would look like. Probably crap. Slim, stretch. Thing that vwestlife did. And that's about it. Turn that junk off. And we're back to normal mode. So, that's basically pretty much it for my test, I guess. Oh, yes, of course, one more thing that needed to be done, and that is the traditional test with the iMac G3 350. Every single time, or at least the majority of the times I have tested a camcorder, I have powered on this iMac, so we're going to do that in this video. Not sure if I mentioned that I put the Fujitsu hard drive in here and that it's still going strong in a video before or not. I probably have, and I just can't be bothered to remember. Let's see what turning steady shot off does for me. Not a whole lot. But it focuses much better on CRTs than any of my modern cameras do. So that's pretty nice. Big bulky thing to hold around, that's for damn sure. And right now I'm actually powering it off of AC. Using the VTR mode. Not sure how well you can see that or not. If it'll focus on it. Not really sure how good this video is going to come out either. But I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's shut this off and officially conclude the test. Alright, so here's a super low light test of the Handycam. You can see my camcorder actually right there that I used to film the first part of this video. This is the camcorder that I normally use to make my videos. I don't think steady shot's working very well on this thing. I don't think it's a very good steady shot feature. So really, you can see some things, I believe, but if they're illuminated by light. I'm going to put the camera down for a second and I'm going to turn the light on. I want to be careful with these tape-based cameras. You don't want to wreck the mechanism. Also don't want to wreck some of the CDs that I've got laying all over the goddamn floor. You can see that it is definitely pretty bright in here. Wouldn't call it the best low light sensitivity ever, but it is certainly a lot better than some of the new cameras that pass off as having super low light sensitivity, even though in reality they can't see worth a rat's behind. But I think that this is definitely one of my better finds. Really looking forward to perhaps even using this to do something. I don't know. Seems too good to just let it sit around and waste away. But there you pretty much have that. You like this, don't you? You're wondering what the heck this is. You're very loud, you know that? I know how bright red those are. Or maybe not. Over here we can see. Wonderful. Ancient clock that I put a new battery in. I did that myself. And I think I put it up on the wall too. So that's how nice that is. You can see all the wonderful other stuff here. In our batteries. Rail back. I think there are 5 of those left. No, 4 of those left. Lasts as long. That's interesting. Brand D, but it looks like a Duracell battery. Interesting. Pretty much have that. I need to take these up. Away. It's turning into a fairly long test. Here's the LCD. Viewfinder comes on. Make sure I'm picking this stuff up right. Should keep one eye open so I can see. Oh yeah. There are the video cables that I'm using. I don't think that's a video cable though. Right, so now that these are up here, take a look at what it looks like in here. In the morning. I'm not sure if you can hear the fan going in the computer. You might. I also have the date on the camera, which I didn't have before. It looks really green. I hear it standing see it in the reflection. Of course, there are still people asleep because, as you can see from the date and time, that it's only 8:40 in the morning right now. But I think this is really it for this test. And, well, and here is a test on the tripod that came with it. As you can see, it's not the greatest tripod ever, because it's not very sturdy, especially when the camcorder is placed face down. But then again, that doesn't really matter, since there aren't very many times when it's going to be placed face down. But if you're just got it in, like, a normal... Well, I guess that's not really part of it. You can use it, definitely tighten it down. You can use, like, all that, and it looks fine. But really, my guess is that it's meant to do this the right way. For being used like this. And you can't swivel this base either, you have to turn the entire tripod, which is what I'm doing right now.